I was considering retiring the Flat Earth Fail compilations after the 10th edition. I wasn't 100% sure that it would remain popular. But then I asked all of you and the decision was unanimous. The Flat Earth Fail compilations will stay. So this is Flat Earth Fail Compilation 11. Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Flat Earth Friday with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. Yes, the Flat Earth Fails are back and I couldn't be more excited as we begin with infamous Flat Earther Nathan Thompson, who seems to be a little bit confused.
Nathan runs the Flat Earth and Globe discussion Facebook group, which now boasts close to 40,000 members.
At first I was extremely skeptical. I thought this was the craziest idea I'd ever heard and I was going to debunk it in 5 minutes. And after about a month of not sleeping and really just digging through the information, I was a flat earther.
That was Nathan being interviewed about 2 years ago on someone else's channel, and he was talking about the process of him coming to be a flat earther. And according to him, he came round to the idea in about a month. Or did he? This was Nathan on his own channel about a month ago.
Some videos of it, and it was real simple.
Yeah, it clicked for me in a couple days.
It didn't take long.
It didn't take very long.
Only a couple of days? So which is it, Nathan? A month or a couple of days? Something very fishy is going on here.
And after about a month of not sleeping and really just digging through the information, I was a flat earther. Yeah, it clicked for me in a couple days.
I think I need to investigate this a little bit further. Stay tuned for that. Our next fail comes from Dean Wright. I know, I said I won't be commenting on any more of his clips. But he has made more flat earth proof and he's being a little bit unkind to people. So I think we should take a look.
Good afternoon, people. Beautiful day down here on the coast. This island here is 5 miles away from my standing point. I'm just going to zoom in on it here.
Of course, this means nothing.
Just going to zoom out again. This is another big black swan proof.
Oh, is it now?
I'm going to pan left, and this island here is 22 miles away. 22 miles away.
So?
Apart from the fact that we can see it, and most of it should be hidden, the fact is, that's sitting on a horizon line. Same as this coastline behind it, which is over 20 miles away. And that's sitting on a horizon line. Here we have this one here, 5 miles away. Now where is the geometric curve at 2.73 miles away, you ballers?
Well, you can see the horizon. I'm not sure what you want us to say.
Come on, it's flat, it's obvious.
No, it's not. It's obvious that you haven't provided any info. How are we supposed to know that the horizon should be 2.7 miles away? It's not immediately that every single time. It's based on your elevation, Dean, or how high above sea level you are observing from. If we take a look here at a point where Dean is zooming out, to me he looks pretty high. The horizon distance that you mentioned, Dean, is when the viewer height is at 6 foot. You seem to be at least 10 foot, if not higher.
The black swan has absolutely cracked it wide open. And you get idiots like the Rumpus and Brenda who talk about non-geometric curves and apparent horizons and refraction and all this absolute garbage.
So refraction doesn't exist then? Okay, Dean.
I mean, listening to him squirm on Nathan Oakley's debate channel is absolutely priceless.
You mean shouted over?
Well done for making yourself look like more of a moron than you had already. Well done with your crap example and your absolute shite proof of R.
They're all contradicting each other. Rumpus has done it many, many times before. Brenda is on some kind of drugs as far as I'm concerned. The cognitive dissonance levels of these ballers is absolutely unbelievable because It's common sense. 5 miles. 22 miles. 22 miles, guys, and there's horizon.
No, Dean, it doesn't work like that. Just because you can see something that's 22 miles away, it doesn't mean the horizon is 22 miles away. That object you're looking at is clearly elevated. You have provided no info regarding your elevation, nothing regarding the elevation of your target, nothing whatsoever. This is not proof. Next up is our old friend Level Earth Observer, who seems to have found some irregularities with some old space shuttle footage. Come on then, buddy, let's hear it.
I can think of only 2 explanations for what we're about to watch. This is an old STS-134 mission, which is essentially the old shuttle program. It would seem it's tea time. We're only interested in here in Commander Mark Kelly on the right hand side. He's got a fork with, I think, some shrimp, some seafood on it. He's going to spin that. I'll play the footage first of all. I won't say anything. I'll see if you can spot it. Then I'll play the footage again and I'll give you my opinion. If you've got a different theory or idea of what's going on, please, by all means, let me know in the comments.
I'm sure I will have. Let's see.
So first, let's watch it. Let me just check the volume. Let's watch Commander Mark Kelly here. See if you can spot the obvious problems.
All the shrimp is.
Spins his fork.
Yeah. Hey, I want that asparagus.
That's some fiesta chicken. That's the best stuff.
What's the problem?
Did you spot it? Let's go back 2 secs. Right, we're going to see Commander Kelly supposedly spin the fork. Okay, this is what I think is going on here. Commander Kelly's going to spin the fork in a second, gets distracted slightly by his pal to his right, and because he's been distracted, he kind of loses his bearings in relation to where the spinning fork is. He has a little moment of hesitancy, then scratches his head, then looks to his left. I reckon he's looking at a monitor there to gauge where the spinning fork is in relation to him, then goes back to grab the spinning fork, totally misses it, gestures to put it back near the food bag, then has a moment of realising that was a bit of a fail, then goes back to get it again, the spinning fork, and the footage fades out.
Wow, that's an incredibly detailed response to what is really going on here. A bunch of astronauts having lunch and chilling out.
That's what I think's going on. So I'm going to play it now. Let me just turn the volume down slightly so you can hear me speak. Let's have a look. Spins it. Mate distracts him. Comes back, loses his bearings, scratches his head, checks the monitor, goes to grab it, totally misses, realises, goes again, footage fades out.
Have you ever heard the expression, the mind sees what it wants to see?
That is what I think is going on there. Shall we have a look one more time? One more time then. Distracted, loses track, checks the monitor, has a go at it, totally misses. Oops, realises. Now there's only the one explanation I can come up with.
It all actually happened?
Commander Kelly, the meal before, had some reconstituted wild Mexican mushrooms. They've now taken effect. He's now grabbing things and seeing things that aren't there. That's the only other thing I can come up with. Unless, of course, someone in the comments has got another idea of what's actually going on here. Is it wild Mexican mushrooms? Or is it a special effects meltdown?
I'm going with actually happened. If you are a film lover, I think you can pretty much all agree with me that it's kind of obvious when they're using CGI. Don't get me wrong, there have been some excellent CGI examples recently in the cinema, but you can kind of still tell, you get an inkling. The STS-134 mission was in 2011, and you're telling me that the technology existed to make a floating fork that in no way looks like it's CGI? Not to mention all the other stuff floating around. Occam's razor would suggest that the actual chance of this actually happening, as in the Space Shuttle mission, would not only be the most likely thing, but also the simplest. Right, on to our final fail, and this one comes from YouTube channel Flat and Stationary, who stole it from Phuket Word. He's looking at the sun.
Right, this is zoomed right out. That's as far as I can zoom in with the optical zoom. Okay, so 9:15.
Okay, so he's measuring the disk of the sun with some sort of filter.
AM, 29th of February. Zoomed in. Alright, it's about 11:15 now. I'm going to have a look at the sun again. So here we are, zoomed all the way out, and zooming in, all the way on optical zoom.
Yeah, it's not exactly the most accurate way of measuring it, but hey ho, carry on.
Alright, so it's 11:15, same day, zoomed in. Alright, we've got a midday shot of the sun now. Zoomed, no zoom, and zoomed in.
Hang on. Look at the bottom of your disc. You've definitely overshot that one. I wonder why.
Yeah, 3 o'clock. No zoom. No.
And this one looks slightly too small. I see a slither of sunlight there at the top. Is someone trying to fudge this to suit their narrative? Looks better, but so close to the horizon there'll almost certainly be refraction at play here. Right, so your midday one was slightly too big, your 4 PM one slightly too small, which pretty much means no change at all across the whole day. The 6 PM one will be quite different, as I said, because of the atmospherics at play so close to the horizon. or the experimenter can't measure it properly. Dear oh dear, what a hash up. And that wraps up a wonderful Flat Earth Fail Compilation 11. I do hope you enjoyed it today. If you did, then please do like and subscribe. It'd be thoroughly appreciated. I have been Sciman Dan. Have yourselves a great weekend, and I'll see you all on Tuesday for an alien invasion. See you then.